Welcome back. Let's get to it. Home tips and tricks. Today's a follow-up on our previous video on garage door safety. It's going to be on garage door maintenance. So if you haven't watched the one on garage door safety, be sure and watch it also. So today we're going to be talking about how to maintain your garage door properly, keep it working good, keep them repair bills down, and make that garage door last out a long, long time. So come along with us and I'll show you what we got. Show you some of the things we're going to be using today. We're going to be using our ladder. You always want to have a ladder that's sufficient for the height of your room. This is a 9-foot ceiling, so I can reach up here, and this ladder is really good for household use because you got a good handle here to hold on to when you get up on your top step. So we're going to be working a little overhead. We got some Windex here, and I'll show you what that's for. This garage door opener, it's got two bulbs in it. One of the bulbs is burnt out, so we're going to be replacing the bulb today. Also need some shop rags or just any kind of cloth rags you got. And we're going to be using a few Q-tips today also. Other things we're going to be using, some white lithium grease also. So these are things you need to start with if you want to gather them up and follow along, or if you just want to watch the video and then come along and do it yourself after you've watched it. So let's get started. Okay, these are what's called our safety eyes. Got one on each side of the door. If you watch the previous video, you'll see when the door's coming down, if something blocks this invisible beam between the two lights, it reverses the door and makes it go back up. So you've got a little lens right here, little glass lens right in the end there. And what we want to do, we want to clean that, but we don't want to really spray. It's not a good idea to spray any kind of electronic device right directly with anything. So what we're going to do, we're going to take our Q-tip, and we're going to just spray a little this Windex on there. Just going to go right inside the eye there and just clean it, wipe it off so it doesn't get, that dusty, corroded buildup. And then we're just going to take the other side and dry it off. And you can see, or you can tell how much dirt was on there. So we'll be sure and keep them good and clean. Now we're going to do the other side, and I won't show you that. Then we're going to go to our next step. And what we're going to do next, we're going to change our light bulb. This one just snaps down. Some of them have little retaining screws in them, so you may have to have a screwdriver to change those bulbs out. But you can see in this bulb pretty well that it's blown. So what I'm using is replacing with a LED bulb, and I hope you can see that all right. These tend to last a little bit longer. They also make a heavy duty bulb for garage doors and for any kind of heavy duty thing that you might have. And then something that I didn't mention a while ago, this one has never had a battery in it. This garage door has a battery backup. So what we've done, we've got a battery, and we're going to put the battery in there. Battery has a little retaining screw here, so we're going to get that out. And just a little compartment here. There we go. Then we got, you see our two wires, a black wire and a red wire. I don't know if you can see that well, that far off. So what we're going to do, we're going to take our battery. Ordered this one off of Amazon. This one was, this is a different brand. You can buy a Chamberlain brand, or Chamberlain makes LiftMaster and several other garage door brands. But the Chamberlain battery was $32. This battery was $15. So this one actually has more amperage than the more expensive battery. So these things are just going to plug in. You got your red one, your red wire. See, it's got a red post here, and then your other one's just clear. So you want to put your red one in here, and it just plugs in there. All these protective covers, I'm going to snap them off. These have protective covers for shipping. There we go. All right. Now you can see what we just got, these little male lugs on here. So we're going to go red to red, and then black to black. You just slip on there real tight, and you can hear the signal that the garage door got, and just we'll slide it back in here like that. Tuck our wires in, and we're going to put our cover back on. And what this does, if your power goes off on your house, this will still operate your garage door several times and get you in or out. You know, if you're out and you come in, the power's off, you can still get back in your garage and let your door down. Or if you're in the house, the power goes off and you need to leave, this will get you out. So now what we're going to do, we're going to test that. Okay, so now we've got the battery in there. We're going to try it out and see how it works. You can see the power's on now. I'm going to unplug it. So our power's off. We're going to take our remote control. Here's the garage door button. You hear it give a signal that it's going up and that it's on battery power. So our door's running good. So and then right back down. So that's going to be really nice, especially for my wife. If she comes in or has to get out and the power's down, it's a little bit hard for her to reach the pull handle and lift the door up. So that's going to be a big improvement. Safety too, because you don't want to be locked in your garage or locked out, you know, at night. So let's get to the next step. Okay, on our next step, we're going to lubricate our hinges, and then we'll lubricate our track. So what I'm going to show you what we're going to use. We're going to use white lithium grease. Hope you see that okay. And the thing about the white lithium grease is it doesn't run. It'll stay with it, and especially the longer you run the door, the more it'll work in your rollers and your hinges. Most people will use WD-40. WD-40 is a great product, but it's not made for lubrication. This is mainly to loosen up something that's stuck, to dissolve rust, grease, and grime, prevent moisture penetration. So this will actually wash the grease out of your hinges and your rollers. So use white lithium grease. There's some other products that basically are the same thing, but there's one listed as a garage door lubricant, and so that would be good to use. So let me get you in here closer where you can see what we're going to do here. These are hinges here. Hope you can see that okay. This is actually a hinge. This is your roller right in here. So what we're going to do, we're going to spray inside. We're going to spray out here. Just get a good coat in there, and it's going to drip some. That's what we've got our shop rags for. so we can kind of wipe up behind ourselves. Some of these rollers are plastic rollers. They don't really have a bearing in there, but you can go ahead and squirt a little on the shaft. If you'll see on the one that's got the roller on it, there's a little groove in there, so be sure and spray the top, get in that groove there. So a little more there. There we go. And not normally that running, that first squirt I think was where it wasn't shook up good. So we want to do that on each one of our hinges. You know, we've got them all, you can see we've got them all the way up and down our doors on both sides. The ones higher up, you know, depending on your reach, we'll have to have a ladder to get to those. So then you've also got some in the middle that not going to have the roller part on them, but it's going to be the hinge that your door works on. So we want to do the same thing. We want to squirt it inside, a little on both sides. One thing I didn't mention, you need to probably wear some safety glasses to keep the stuff out of your eyes, you know, because it does, you can see right there, kind of kick spiders back on you a little bit. So I'm going to do the rest of these rollers, make it a video a little bit shorter. You don't want to stand there and watch them do it. Then I'll come back and show you the other places that we're going to grease. Okay, next thing we're going to do, we're going to do our spring, kind of a glare on there. Get up there where you can see the spring. This is a coil spring. Some of the newer, cheaper doors, the spring is inside of the shaft here, so you won't see it. So what we want to do, we're going to grease that spring. We're going to grease it real good, and we're going to go over here and grease this node up here where the cables wind up. Same thing, you've got, you know, got those on each side. And it's going to hold you up there because this glare on the door is restricting what we can see there. So I'm going to get up there with the ladder. We just want to give that spring a good coating. Let it kind of sink in there, and as it rolls, you know, the rest of it, I'll get them in there, wipe off our overspray there, and these have got bearings in here, and a lot of people show oil in them, but there's really nothing to oil in there. It's sealed up there, so you can spray some there if it makes you feel good. Another thing we want to do, we've got little pins here on this rod, and we'll give that a little squirt. Keep it wearing out. And same way here. So squirt in there, and then we're going to get over here and do our tracks, or our cables. I'll work with the glare off those windows. I'm going to do the other side, and then we'll come back and show you the next step. Okay, next step we're going to do, we're going to grease our track. And where we're going to grease it, we're just going to go across this top here. We're not going to do the chain. We're just going to do this part right here. That's the part that your track guide rolls on. And what we're going to do, we're just going to do a little squirt down there, and I'll get the rest of it, and I'll get the other side, and I'll show you what we're talking about. Okay, we've got everything greased up good, lubricated. And so what you want to do after that, you want to run your door 3 or 4 times at least to let all this grease sink in, and to any kind of excess is going to drip off before you pull your car in here, so you won't make a mess. And see how quiet it is. It's very quiet. So I'm gonna run it a few more times off camera, and then we'll come back and give you a little wrap up. Okay, one other thing I want to show you, do not grease in here. It doesn't need grease. These rollers are nylon coated, and they don't need the grease in here. In fact, if it's dirty, you feel a lot of dirt in there, you take something and clean it out, use some degreaser or the WD-40, you can clean them. Just spray a little in there and wipe it out, with a rag. So but don't lubricate in there. It doesn't need it. All it does is just cause it to hold dirt and grime and wear your rollers out here. So one other tip for you folks is, if your garage door needs some repairs on it, call a professional. Check any local phone book or directories, and ask neighbors and stuff who they use. But there's a lot of videos online showing how to put the cables back on, how to you could lose a finger if your finger got caught in those cables and pinched them off. Same way on the springs, this coil spring up there, that thing's very dangerous, has a lot of tension on it. There's been people seriously hurt and even killed on those things. So unless you're really familiar with it or really handy with things like that, please just call a repair guy. They're not that expensive. It doesn't take them, they're so good, it doesn't take them long to fix anything. So be careful about doing repairs on those doors. Okay folks, I hope that helps. I'll give you an idea how to maintain your door. So if you work quietly and work for years, that loud squeaking when you're going up and down just drives you crazy. So be sure to wear your safety glasses when you're working to keep the splatter and grease in your eyes. Hope that helps. If you will, please subscribe so we can keep these videos coming. Just click the button below and give us a thumbs up. And if you'd like to get a notice for more videos, please click on that bell. We'll be doing lots of videos, so we've already got about a dozen videos help you around the house, and try to be putting one out at least once a week. So I hope this helps. If it was, give me a thumbs up, and again, please subscribe, and thank you for watching.